Sup guys, Bobby here, and this is not one of the normal videos that you guys are accustomed to where I give you guys some information, about some brawlers or do a challenge. This is honestly one of the saddest videos I've ever made in my entire YouTube career, if not the saddest video I've made in my entire career. But it's something that I definitely have to talk about and definitely have to make a video on. We're going to be talking about the decision that me and my team made to, unfortunately, after the 4 years of being together with STMN, part ways. Most of you have probably never even seen me on a different esports organization. I mean, I've been on STMN since the very beginning of 2021. It's almost 2025 in, what, 10 days? So it's been a long time. But I kind of wanted to take you guys a little bit through my journey with STMN and everything that we've done and accomplished, because there's a lot, and I don't know, I'd rather look at the good things and talk about it a little bit. So let's take you guys all the way back, January 1st, 2021. We didn't really mean to meet STMN. We actually got connected with STMN through somebody who we don't even really know, and it was just out of pure luck, which is insane looking back at it now. But in the start of 2021, that is when I met Rodrigo, aka Roy, and Alejandro, aka Alex, the owners of STMN. So in my first 2 years of esports, I played with a bunch of different orgs. I was briefly on Tribe, like way back in the day, Omen Elite, Space Station Gaming, Tempo Storm, and I never ever made Worlds. In fact, I lost by 1 second or 1%, however you want to look at it.
I'm So Strong commits the super. It ends up hitting twice, almost a third time there as well to take Tyrant Star out of the picture. Bobby wins the trade up against Slash. That means he can drop a super of his own, but he doesn't tick for much.
Huge thing here, though, is the Rude Sands from the Sandstorm is keeping Rico from healing. Rico's been 400, 1,000 this entire time.
4%.
Only 4% remaining. I'm So Strong
Tyrant
very
Star.
close to the objective,
but
they don't have a way to break the cover. They have to come around one of the choke points. They have no other options.
Bobby's going to push in as well. He knows at this point that he can just walk in and swing away 17%. Bobby has to get there faster. 1%. It was only 3, just barely. Was not enough for them to grab the win. That means that IX, by the thinnest of margins, come out on top.
But, that was all the past. That was the start of the game, and that didn't really matter. Fast forward, start of 2021. Now I'm with Stamina, playing alongside my best friends, OG, Alec, and Toonie. And we were playing for this org that literally nobody in the community has ever heard of, STMN. 2021 was a pretty weird year for us because it was, new org, new faces, a whole bunch of stuff. Alec moved from a player to a coach. We brought Czar in. Like, there was just a lot going on. But something that I quickly learned about my team and my org was, like, we were a very big family. Like, we were family first, friends first, and we always cared about each other. Even if we argued, fought, or did whatever we did, we always came back and understood that we're all just trying to win as hard as we can. The year wasn't going too well at one point, but then our org owner, for the first ever time, he promised me, he said, look, Bobby, I know with how hard you guys are working, you are going to make your first ever Worlds. And that's exactly what happened. For my first time ever in the 3 years of BSC, I made a World Finals, and that was just the greatest feeling. I still remember what happened. If you guys honestly need to know, I was literally taking a poop, and the team that we were competing against for the last spot got disqualified for cheating, and I screamed on the toilet. Like, the first time I made Worlds was on the toilet, like a true mobile gamer. For me, this is like a dream come true because it was the first ever time I've left North America and went to Europe. And I didn't just do it alone or like on a vacation. I did it to play in World Finals with my teammates, my coaches, my bosses, but that was like my family. We faced the 2020 World Champion PSG, who was now Flash. And it was my first time playing in person, so I was like kind of nervous, like I didn't know what to expect, didn't know what to do. I had to play standing up. I was like, whoa, that's crazy, playing standing up. How does anyone do that? But we ended up sweeping them.
That right-hand side lane and flip the reversal. And now it's Team Flash back on the defense when they had a great opportunity to push forward. STMN get the push. And look at Bobby cycling so well. Oji behind. Oh my word. Team Flash are in trouble yet again.
And look, that's best. That is almost best case scenario for Scythe.
Keeping him back, but they would really have liked to push that more aggressively. Cypher's ready, as was responsible. They had to hold back Bobby, and there you go. The team wipe. But was there Bobby going in with a final hit as well? Woo! This one is going to be all over. No way can Team Flash come back from this in time.
Bro, the communication here is on fire. That's what I like to see. Neutralized by Team Flash.
Yeah, clearly Team Flash is starting to locate Bobby as being a threat, but he's going on a bit of a tear here, and CZK is the next one down, goes down. Bobby holding back on the swim, and now goes in for the switch. That team wipe for Bobby. Are you serious?
Again? You can do that once per set, sir. Bobby said, no thank you, I'll have seconds. Down he goes. Bobby runs back, Scythe jumps in, OG gets the turnaround, and I gotta say, that's all she wrote. Stamina took set 1, they took set 2, and now we move on to the third. And then have the blue star, but Team Flash are squashing and crunching. Are they gonna get punished? Jar says yes, and the immediate retreat from Team Flash. All the way for, no, okay, all right. It was a bait. It was a bait. Now they're coming all the way in here. Right-hand side doubling up. Where is CZK going? Get over here. Down he goes to the hand of Jar. 7 seconds left, and it's 5 stars. Team Flash are retreating, and STMN are 1 game away.
Gonna try that former idea, but play it better. But the max is on the side of STMN as well, so they're just leaving Scythe. Why not? He's trying to get him in the corner of their own spawn, and STMN are just going straight forwards aggressively, and I don't know whether it's going to pay off. Down there goes another, well, Scythe goes down himself, but Response hanging on, but Bobby gets the takedown.
Objectively, a bad play by Stamina. They spread out, split up, but, you know, like the end of a good Scooby-Doo show, they still brought it back together. With 60 seconds left, Team Flash surging forward.
Oh, STMN there was so aware of their positioning. The knockback as well, and the pull's on point. Scythe goes down.
Positioning is the word. They know exactly how close they can be to strike, exactly how far they can be to run away, and bad luck 13, that's a baker's dozen. The defending world champions might not make it out alive. Arc, can they fight back? STMN look like they're shaking their head no.
One final push is all that is left for Team Flash. Can they get the team wipe? And is there even enough stars? If they do, the partner's there.
That's it.
Oh my word, the wipe is there. STMN have done it. Team Flash lifted the trophy last year. They will not be lifting it this year.
Hasta luego, my friend. There it is. STMN move on from the round of 16 in an emphatic matchup, only giving a single game to Team Flash.
And that was kind of like the beginning of the STMN Land Demon. We did end up losing next round. We didn't play that good, but honestly, I was pretty happy with our performance considering it was our first ever time at a LAN. At least we didn't lose first round, you know? Fast forward to 2022, and there was a MSI, which is a mid-season invitational. We barely made it with the last North American seed, and because we made it with bad seeding, we had to go up against the European #1 seed, Tribe Gaming. Now, if facing the 1 seed from the most competitive region wasn't enough, our teammate Zar, well, he decided like he was just not gonna show up. Like he didn't actually decide he wasn't gonna show up. Something messed up with his passport or his visa or whatever. So like 5 days before the tournament, he's like, hey guys, so I can't go. And we were like, what the? So in very typical STMN fashion, and basically what only we can do, we were like, hey, Toonie, who's still our friend, but that we dropped 2 months ago, can you play this #1 seed in Europe with us in 5 days? And he was like, I guess. So then we played with Toonie, and somehow, some way, I mean, I don't know how many teams and players can do this. I'm not trying to gas myself up. I feel like it's more of just like a family thing, friends thing, always having each other's backs no matter what. Toonie stepped up. He played his absolute heart out, and we were able to somehow beat, with only like 5 days of prep, the #1 team in Europe.
I'm OG.
Toonie. Hello, Toonie.
Oh, hey. Who are you?
Say hi, Sword.
Hi, I'm Sword.
And Bobby, say hi.
Hi.
Where's Zar? Someone explain.
Zar? We don't speak of that name. Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, I don't know who the hell that is. Not accepted around here. Yeah, he go shall not be named. Zar cannot come because he did not renew his passport. So what happened to Zar is that he lives in Mexico, and his passport expires in I think 3 months, and you can't travel to a lot of countries with a Mexican passport that expires in less than 3 months, I guess, and his was like 1 or 2 days like over. So yeah, we found out like literally me and Bobby got Wi-Fi on the plane, and we're over the middle of the Atlantic, and we see Czar not being able to come. So we were all pretty like, Toonie was there, luckily he was beside us on the plane, and Toonie was the most shocked, I think, which of course, you know, he wasn't really playing the game very much, but Toonie did really well. And yeah, we were all like just kind of mad at Czar, but we had faith in Toonie, of course.
I don't know how we did it, considering Toonie like hadn't played the game in so long. I had COVID, like it didn't make any sense, but we somehow still won. We then went on to lose to the GOAT himself, Saitempo, but I mean, that was only our second LAN. It was like my second ever time playing in person. And Saitempo, I mean, he's pretty good at the game, so like it happens. And honestly, I know I keep saying this word a lot, but the reason I truly think we're able to win this is because, I mean, STMN, we're just a family. Like, we just figure stuff out. When you're just teammates or, you know, just whatever you are on Brawl Stars, it's kind of hard to overcome obstacles. But when you're like truly friends and truly care for each other and root for each other and always want to see each other succeed no matter what's going on your team, then good things happen. And that's just how it always feels at STMN. Fast forward to Worlds that same year, and this is now my second time in 2 years making Worlds after I went 0 for 2 without STMN my first 2 years. We faced some pretty tough competition round 1. We had the 1 seed from South America, who was a really good team, and most people predicted them to beat us, but we did ultimately go in there and end up sweeping them.
VTZim refuses to budge. He has a super, he has a gadget as well. If he needs to defend the ball, there's a pass up to mid, and the speed as well. This ball could get cornered. VTZim goes down, though. Czar barely stays alive. No, denial by Kyodog. He falls to the super from OG, and OG tries to get this ball. He's gonna have to do something tricky versus Motep, but instead passes it over to mid to get some better positioning of this ball. VTZim is ready to play defense around it, and now some offense as he looks to push back any chances at a charge from STMN.
Yeah, VTZim spawning with that super was huge, otherwise that could just have been a walk-in. Kyodog, incredibly low HP, needs to be careful. A super from Motep to slow things down a little bit around the center of the map as VTZim is muted, ends up going down to OG on the right-hand side. This is a big opportunity for STMN to get to match point. Can AC Milan Clash's defense hold up? Still a 2v3 here, a nice kill from VTZim. That spike super might just do the job. The super pass OG, and he gets it in! What a goal from OG, the team synergy from STMN. And I mean, even the crowd can't believe it. That was so well calculated by STMN. For AC Milan Clash, speed found by Kyodog, a shield from Bobby as well to move forwards. VTZim has a stun. If he can connect it, actually not quite gonna connect any stuns. Low HP on the right-hand side. Kyodog falls, it's only VTZim. Doesn't quite corner it. What a blunder. That's gonna cost them the match. STMN take it home with one clean 3-0. It got messier in there, don't get me wrong, but that ending was just absolutely phenomenal.
It was a pretty good match, which got some pretty funny reactions, specifically the Kyodog hands on the head thing. And after beating another Regions 1 seed, after beating the World Champs the year before and the #1 seed in Europe at MSI, in our heads we're like, okay, we can do this, we can shine on the world stage, let's go win some tournaments. And so we tried, and our next match is probably the most iconic match in STMN history. It's one of the most iconic matches in Brawl Stars history. Teams still message me about it to this day. But it's our match against Team Queso. Guys, you cannot be more down in a match. We were down 2-0 in sets, 1-0 in games, and 1-0 in rounds. Like, you literally cannot go closer to defeat than we were. But then a few Piper snipes later.
Wants to go for the peek on the side, does catch him, and he finds the double tap.
Here comes Bobby, though, with a little wall break that's going to help them fall back quite a bit easier, and they're really going to need an early kill on Javi with the homemade recipe, but Czar is still taking a whole lot of damage here. Has to fall back, has to look for the diffs. There's another kill on the boss as well. Ala SSJ is left all alone, looks for the super, needs to hit these shots, but is not able to do so. Really needs this speed. Bobby with really the only range to contend with the 2 points on the left. Oh man, that was nasty there from Bobby, but it's not over yet. We've seen how Boss and Ala SSJ can pop off in the final seconds. Here comes the tick super, take down onto Ala SSJ. Boss goes down, and we're going to yet another match point.
Out of the picture, Bobby does find the connection, but himself is very low, and eventually Zar gets eliminated. Javi does fall as well, and Bobby is one shot, but oh! Bobby finds the double connection. Though, and slowly but surely the gas is going to be coming in as Bobby takes down Javi. And now it's a 2v3, another connection from Bobby, and the follow-up, SSJ goes for the super, but gets shut down either way. Stamina are still in this match. We are going to set 4.
An absolute Nani and Carl master class from OG and Zar.
Effectively, and make it so that STMN doesn't have to fall back as far. Already half of the save taken down as well, and it's not a great look for Team Queso with that turret being left out in the open, immediately disintegrated. Solid damage coming in from SSJ and Boss, but they have to sacrifice a lot of health to make it happen. Zar also pushing towards the enemy side, opts not to get too close to that save, instead trying to fall back to that mid-fight a little bit earlier on. They put forth a respectable effort, but the 8-pin is just not what it needs to be.
Yeah, OG is offering us one of his most fantastic performances ever on that Nani pick, just getting 3k hit after 3k hit at max range, starting to close the gap damage-wise and have some control and some merit to their pushes, but OG is going to go for the TP, and that is going to be a nice pickup from Zara. Zavi is going to fall to Bobby on the right-hand side.
Team Queso, they're really just trying to fling themselves to the safe here and hope that they can out-DPS things. Bizarre, he's locked himself in the back right corner. He's going to be ignored by Javi, or maybe not. He's sort of returning fire, but this looks like a clear victory for Zara unless Team Queso get crazy DPS. They haven't even touched the safe. Here comes the first bits of damage in. Bizarre takes it down, and STMN got the first game victory. One game away from pushing us to a 5th and final set as well by Javi, but now OG is the last man standing. 1 kill. Got to see another on Javi. There it is. And he has a super ready to go, but he's determined to block things off at mid and keep the control.
There's not a lot in it, but they need more damage on the side of STMN. The super from Bobby finds a connection. Boss and Ali in the defense. Is it gonna be enough? It is. That is gonna be Stamina Esports bringing it back all the way to a set 5.
And then some of the best teamwork and individual play that myself, OG, and Zar have ever had in the last set. We were able to pull off one of the craziest comebacks in Brawl Stars esports history.
Great pinch there from Javi around the left side. Ala, SSJ, and Javi are both setting their sights on mid now as OG could get taken down. No, denial from OG. Zar continues to take down the right side. There's no coming back for Team K, so right now, this game, it's done and dusted. It's going to STMN, and it's a match point on the way.
Huge plays from Stamina, because now they're taking over the lead and we're getting so dangerously close to the finish line. A healing station that gets shut down incredibly quickly. A kill from Zara on the left. Bobby takes down the mid player, gets the final kill, and Stamina are going to the semifinals.
Semifinals on the top side of the bracket, locked in. Team Queso, despite being 1 game away from victory, fully reverse swept a game victory in the first game of set number 3, and then fully taken back in a dominating game from STMN.
This was insane. I mean, I remember going in the back and all my friends like jumping on me, everyone's screaming and celebrating. All the players are so hyped, they can't believe what happened. Like, this is one of the most special moments, like, kind of in my life. Growing up as a kid, you know, you dream about becoming like a firefighter or like an astronaut or something like that. Me, I always kind of wanted to be a sports athlete. I was always really into sports. You know, it obviously never happened or never worked out. But I mean, I feel like esports is kind of like the closest thing to that. The feeling that you get, the high that you get when something like that goes down is just unreal. You can't explain it, and it was so awesome. Again, this freaking dude Tempo had to just come and beat me again, and Zeta beats us 3-1 and then goes on to win Worlds. But I mean, that happens, you know, that's life. We lose to Tempo, who's like the GOAT of Brawl Stars, twice in 1 year. We beat everyone else. I'm happy with it. And then 2023 comes around the corner, and this was like the year of STMN, but in a new way. So unfortunately, Toonie isn't playing with us anymore as he's very focused on school. Alec as well is in one of his last years of school. These guys are all grown up. You know, I am grown up too, but like I'm still pushing my limits in Brawl Stars. And there was like a new wave of Brawl Stars talent getting into the game. So I wanted to act quick, and I picked up the best of the young talent. and we got Sans on STMN. On top of getting Sans for the first time in Brawl esports history, thanks to STMN being such a great org, we got a team house in Las Vegas. Like, who does that? Like, it's so insane that we actually did that looking back on it. But this is the team we wanted. This is the group of guys we wanted. The only way we could make it work was getting a team house, and STMN, they're just the greatest org. They will stop at nothing to help their players win, and that's what they did. They're like, if you guys think you can win like this, let's go move to Vegas. And we did. Sometimes it was tough to figure out with like the housing and all that, because like, let's say you had a bad scrim and then like OG was in the kitchen cooking his dog food or something. Like, I don't want to go in the kitchen and have to deal with OG telling me I threw on Piper. Like, I just had to deal with him for 4 hours. So, you know, there were some parts that was a little bit difficult. But all in all, it was a great experience. I'm so happy we did it, and I grew up a little bit in that house for sure. We had a really bad start of year. We lost the first quals, we lost the first monthly finals, we lost the second monthly finals. Like, things were not going well for us, and we were the favorites. We were expected to win. So when you're losing all this, it just kind of sucks. But like I said, at STMN, we are LAN demons, and we had like a perfectly timed LAN after the second monthly final that kind of got us off of our feet. And for those of you who don't know, LAN is an offline match where all the teams go play in person, and there has been 0 teams, 0, who have ever won a tournament besides STMN at LAN. Like, that's our home turf. Like, when we're in person, when we're not behind the screens, and we can see our opponents, they can see us, we're all in the same area, same conditions, we run that stuff, bro. And we did. We ended up beating all the teams there, won the tournament. And I mean, I wish they gave me one for all 3 of the tournaments I won for ESL, but I mean, the trophy does look pretty good, to be honest. So then after that, we win a couple monthly finals. You know, we're in our groove, we're doing good, and then we go to Japan. Guys, Japan is insane. If you haven't been to Japan, I would highly recommend going there. Obviously, you can't just go to Japan. Luckily enough for us, we qualified for the 2023 MSI, which is, again, the mid-season tournament in Japan, and we got in a group with SK and Crazy Raccoon. So we were pretty worried because SK and Crazy Raccoon are obviously 2 good teams, but we know what we're capable of. We know we're basically on that level that's right below like a world champion team, and we want to prove ourselves because we just keep losing to this Site Tempo guy. Like, dude, can he stop beating us? So we go on, we sweep SK. It wasn't too hard, to be honest. They're a very good team, but I felt like their drafting wasn't very good. And then we went on to face Crazy Raccoon. Guys, these Japanese have not lost for 2 years. They won MSI, they won back-to-back worlds, coming first and second. Like, nobody beat these guys. And for the first time in 2 years, not only were we the team to beat them, but we swept them.
And Tensai's looking like he's trying to make a play over here. I just throw my glove and just kind of chill out and wait. Pick up the ball. Sans and Zar doing an amazing job on the left side, and here I'm just trying to move up. I notice Sans hit some shots. I notice Moya's not too healthy right now, so I go in from the flank. We're able to get some hits, we're able to get the goal, and that is a 1-0 lead for us. Then Sight kills Zar, so that was a really risky play because I knew Zar had no gadgets and it wasn't looking good, but I didn't think Sight could get out. He tries his best, and you know, if there's one person in this game that you don't want to leave to try and make a heroic game-winning play, it's definitely Sight. But with that being said, we ended up getting the kill. 8 seconds left. It's getting close. We get Moya to one shot. Sans gets the speed. You guys can see the reactions over there. We were feeling it after that set. They changed their penny turret location because I'm just taking it out way too easy. And Zar going up the left so he can get his super is really smart. We end up supering out the middle because the smoke is coming. And Tensai tries to go down. Zar gets his super. We're going to be able to take out Moya and Tensai pretty easily. Super Sight, and there we go. We beat the best team in the world.
Like, we were the GOATs that day, bro. Like, I felt like a mix of like LeBron, Michael Jordan, Messi, Usain Bolt, like whoever you think the GOAT is. That's how I felt that day. Like, I was in the shower that night and I was like, I wonder what I'm gonna say when I lift a trophy tomorrow. Like, things are going well. This was so awesome. Like, I was so happy that we finally proved that we can beat a world champion team and that we are a world champion team. All we had to do was beat Tribe and then win one more match, and then we were going to win an international tournament, which has been my goal for ever since I can think about how long I've played Brawl. I don't even know. And then we got outdrafted every single set by Tribe and we lost. And if you guys don't know how, like, I can't explain how much that hurts. I think we were on like a 4 or 5 win streak versus Tribe going into that. So we were feeling pretty confident, and to lose when you're outdrafted 5 out of 5 times, but by so little, where you just know how well you played as a team, you tried to come back from such like difficult outcomes and almost did, but fell just short. It hurt so much. It was like a shot in the heart from what the day before felt like, and it was one of the most sad pains I've ever felt before. I felt like I let my teammates down, my region down, my fans down, my family down, my bosses down. I just felt like I let everyone down, and it hurt so much. So then unfortunately, because we had a really bad start of year in the monthly finals, we didn't make Worlds, but we made LCQ, where we got the hardest group. We ended up sweeping the group, and we moved on to the elimination matches where, like, I mean, just give us a break. But they put us against the other best team there. So not only did we have to get through the best group, but we also had to then after that face the other best team there. Everyone thought it was either us or Reject. But yeah, we also ended up sweeping them somehow.
Breaking thing of this matchup, it really is worthy of the World Finals, but that's what STMN at the moment are just one step ahead with, and it's just unreal to see these two lock-ons. It really, really is, and statistically as well. Look at Sans. I mean, 14 takedowns, that is unbelievable. The damage still continues to rain down, 37% left on the STMN safe, and they've only been able to scratch 10% themselves.
Beautiful from Reject, really. They're playing this so well, but now they're on the defense. We'll see how this comp still fares against the Buster. The Colette's actually going to go in and actually miss the super. Doesn't get any value off that. But with the shield, he's shielding the turret. That's beautiful from STMN. And now their damage starts to come through, but Memmi's trying to run for it. He might get a break, but he's cleaned up by Zar. STMN take the lead.
Look at this. The damage is extreme. It's 80% left. STMN are doing wondrous work. What a great strategy. Bobby goes in. Sans with the shots. 1% left. And this game is done. STMN move on to match point with a moment of sheer genius.
I mean, super. It finds Sans and Bobby, both of them. But Turret, can Memmi find the kill on Jesse? Because that's what they need.
Turret is down, Zara's going in, the damage is coming down as well. Oh my word, STMN are absolutely destroying the safe, and it is done. STMN take the set and will claim a golden ticket to the Brawl Stars World Finals.
So in like the past, I don't know, 5 months, we beat Crazy Raccoon, we beat SK, we beat Reject, we beat the other teams in our LCQ group. We won a few monthly finals. Like, we were feeling good going into Worlds. We felt like we were in our prime. And then just like LCQ, they're like, here, you can have the hardest group stage again at Worlds. Like, dude, give us a break, bro. We were going up against Zeta, who won 4 out of the 6 EU monthly finals, which is just unheard of because EU is like the most competitive region. And that was one of, if not the most intense matches of my life. Like, it was so close, so fierce, so tough, so intense. I can use so many different words to describe it, but we barely ended up winning.
Sans slotting back in, trying to keep Gero out these back lines, stopping him from coming in. Meow goes in way too aggressive, and now it's 95 to 94. Gero sweeps in. Oh, he gets it done. He gets it. 100 to 99. And Zeta take it. 10%'s all that's needed for STMN, but Gero survives for so long. Now Zeta come in. Super there for Meow. Gonna go for it as well, but it's not enough. STMN take Hot Zone and move 2-1 up. Of damage coming down. Hypercharge, there's double slow. Taking them down. Sandstorm for the defense, but Sans there. Great save by Naui. Gero's all that's left, and a Realm takes him away from the goal. STMN match point.
The division side as Bobby creeps forward, trying to disrupt things here as Sans moves up as well. Grabs the ball, dumps it off, takes Naui down to the Shadow Realm with a pickup as well. Now a breakaway here too. Gero forced back on defense. Willow with the super wide open net. Doesn't use the super shot there, and I'm shocked. Misses the follow through as well. Zeta Division survive.
Hypercharge there, double slow yet again from Bobby. Cleans up, and 1 minute 30 between STMN and the win.
Sans buying his sweet, sweet time here. 1-0 for STMN. A couple supers along with it. An immediate tag into the Shadow Realm as well. Sands taking advantage of the mushrooms up top. Bobby already dishing that ball over to where Sands is standing. He's moving over to the left-hand side. Buster with the pullback. The mind control, no! Now he dumps it in his own net. Secures the deal, and STMN gets a victory.
We then faced again the #1 seed in South America like we did the year before, and we beat them in another pretty intense match.
This might be one of those moments where the stats are actually going to not be Sands's to pay attention to for the first time, realistically. I mean, that was a performance from Bobby to stay composed. I mean, the stars were pretty much always above his head on the side of STMN.
Yeah, we talk about, of course, Mandy's sort of apparent lack of mobility, but she does have answers. She has options. That was a caramelized gadget there on Firecrow to make it impossible for RT to make a play with that super. Used earlier on to stop Pekka, I think, in his tracks as he tried to spin his way on in here. See, Bobby slows him up here, and Sands at least was there for the trade. And at this point, you have a blue star, and you can just throw Zara or Bobby in. It doesn't matter if they go down here. So you can give up one of those players, and they don't even have to do that. So they have I love that. They have redundancy.
There it is.
And there it is, a whopping 10 eliminations for your boy, Bobby.
Let's see whether he's going to be taking the same pick. Pekka on the Cordelius is a dangerous thing to see. Immediately through the mid, Bobby with down. Beautiful gadget. I love it. They're just not wasting any time at all.
Yeah, a fun way to start up, but that is ultimately traded, that elimination. Firecrow now just walks into that one from Bobby. Your boy is cooking.
It's going to trickle down the poison. Yes, he will go down. Pekka going on the aggressive, but it's not going to matter because everything is solid on the side of STMN. 20 seconds for a final push, but Firecrow's not going to be present for it. He's going to find himself back on the defense, especially with that pick of a Pekka. As Bobby now goes towards the mid, finds it safe, 19%. Sands from the left, popping gadgets, landing little connections there with the extra credits. 12% is going to be enough. STMN moving on to match points.
Zar throwing in some extra shots as well, and Firecrow is devoured. Motep on the back foot now as STMN takes some mid-control.
Damage booster down, there's the extra credits connection from Sands, but forced into the round by Pekka. Really nice little defense from Niles here. They're going to stay firm in that damage booster, and that is more objective damage heading the way of STMN.
10 seconds left. Pekka wants to step up now, but they should be hitting the safe instead of each other. Nouns fall in front of the objective, and STMN will advance to Championship Sunday.
So we came first in our group. We moved on to the quarterfinals to face Revenant, which I'm going to save you guys the time not show that. We won. Moved on to the semifinals. Again, I'm going to save you guys the time. We faced SK. We swept them. And then we moved on to the finals where, again, we faced Zeta. Like, why Zeta? Anyone but them a second time, bro. And we went on to lose. And just like how it felt versus Tribe when we lost in Japan, I never felt anything like that. You can't see it in the recording, but when Zeta is lifting the trophy for winning Worlds, we're barely just backstage, just crying, feel horrible. To be so close to your dream and to not accomplish it is one of just the saddest feelings ever. You know, again, just like in Japan, I felt like I disappointed my fans, region, family, teammates, org owners, everything, but everyone couldn't be more supportive. Who was there, who wasn't there. And looking back on it, I'm so proud of what we accomplished that entire 2023 year. 2024, that was a weird year for us. I mean, me in my heart, I really feel like we got screwed over. I don't like talking about it because most people say it's just excuses, but I don't think so. I think we got screwed. It is what it is, but it was a really sad, bad, just tough year. We all tried our hardest, both the org and the players, to make it work and to at least make LCQ so we can make Worlds, but it just didn't work out. When you come second place in the world, the expectations raise, which means, you know, other things raise as well. There was just a lot going on between us and STMN. Not bad things, but it was just hard to go the entire year in a year where you expect to be winning without any wins. There was less monthly finals that year. There was 0 third-party tournaments that year. There was just nothing, and for a year that we put so much into, we got nothing back, which unfortunately leads us to now, which is the decision that we unfortunately had to make to part ways. I feel like us as a team and as players feel like we did as much as we can for the org and the org feels like they did as much as they can for us, the players. And I think both are true. I have nothing but good things to say about the staff at STMN, the owners at STMN, everything, just everything about STMN. Like, there's not one bad thing I have to say about it. It's the best org I've ever been a part of by a mile, best family I've ever been a part of by a mile, and I wouldn't take those 4 years back for nothing. To Rodrigo, aka Roy, thank you so much for just like being a presence, for having our backs, for being the structure and the backbone to allow us to play and be our best. To Tooney, Alec, and Sword, thank you guys so much for being in kind of like the early part of STMN and building the foundation up. Without you guys, obviously none of this never happens. To Sans, who is a new player who lifted us up and brought us to a level that we never reached before. Thank you for, you know, being good at Sandy, I guess. To OG and Czar, who were there basically the whole ride. I mean, just, I can't thank you guys enough. You know, it saddens me that we're not playing together anymore. Obviously, things change and life changes and everyone goes their separate ways. But, I mean, I had so much fun playing with both of you. To Alejandro, a.k.a. Alex, like, I'm never going to get a better boss than you. I know that. You're more than just a boss. I saw you kind of like even like a father in a way. Like, you just helped me so much. You cared for me and the team so much. You always wanted the best for us. You put your best foot forward always. And I just have I have no words. You were the best. Just thank you so much. And to our thousands of fans from all over the world who always made STMN popular, always made STMN the team to root for, always made us look like the cool guys. You guys are so awesome, and like, none of this happens without you guys. So thank you, fans, so much. I'm really sad that this chapter of my Brawl Stars story is over. I wish it wasn't, but everything that's good does come to an end. And let's not be sad that it's over, but happy that it happened. It'll probably be around a month until I decide where my future is going to be in Brawl Stars. But I'm ready for next year. I'm giving it 250%. I still want to win Worlds. I still know I can win Worlds. So as long as I know I can, I'm going to grind my hardest. And I just hope you guys are ready to take this ride with me. So until next video, until next stream, whatever it is, thank you guys very much for watching, supporting. Thank you, STMN, for everything you guys have done. And all the best.